Hi, and welcome to Glenbrook Presbyterian Church. My name is Pastor Ian, and I want to welcome everyone who's watching this video. We are so glad that you have been watching and participating in our worship services over the past several months, and whether it has been on the live stream between March and June, or whether it's been with the pre-recorded services beginning in August, we've been glad to have you along and participating in that way. This Sunday is going to mark a change in our worship patterns and behavior. This Sunday, September the 13th, is going to be an opportunity for in-person worship. But as we know, as this pandemic has changed many of our lives, our family life, our school life, our business life, it also has changed a little bit with regards to our worship life. And so we want to be committed to you as a congregation at all different levels, and also to our neighbors at St. Thomas à Becket Church, to providing a safe and flexible and also gracious environment for you to come. And so that is really the purpose of this video, as we change and as we welcome in-purpose worship. The first thing I wanted to just emphasize was that we are committed to the congregation's safety. I brought with me a bottle of, and we're getting very familiar with these, a bottle of hand sanitizer. And as you come to worship, you will be asked, and you will be using hand sanitizer. We'll be asking you to wear a mask. We'll be asking you to social distance with each other. And yes, there are going to be other protocols that Samantha is going to let us know later on in this video. But we are committed, first of all, to the congregation's safety. The second thing that we are committed to is flexibility. I brought with me here an elastic band, and we want to be flexible in this, meaning that there are going to be changes to what you normally would expect on a Sunday morning. And so we are growing in this, and we ask for your patience as we begin to gradually open up our sanctuary and our church. So we ask for your flexibility and your patience, and I want to thank our regathering team as they are trying to do their best in order to provide worship, in-person worship services for the congregation. And the third thing is we want to be not only safe and flexible, but we also want to be gracious. We are those who worship and serve Jesus, and he reminded us that it is loving God and loving our neighbor. And so we want to extend a welcome to everyone who comes. And if there are those who do come that maybe have not pre-registered, we will still provide a place for them. We will ask for pre-registration in the following weeks, but we want to make sure that everyone feels welcome to our worship services. So once again, thank you for your participation and being a part of our congregation over the past several months. And as we move into this new phase of worship, we covet your prayers, and we ask that you would continue to support and bless the ministry that this congregation provides within the community. So we thank you for that, and we now ask you to consider the following protocols that will be laid out in this video. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Hello, and welcome back to Glenbrook, everyone. Now that we're back in the building together, you're going to notice a few changes in how we do our services. So this video is going to show you what to expect when you arrive. First of all, when you arrive at the building, you may notice a bit of a lineup to get inside. We ask that when you do line up, you kindly stay 6 feet apart from each other. And I know it's been a while since you've seen some of your friends here, but we just want to make sure that everyone stays physically distanced from one another as they enter into the building. Once you get to the front door, the door will already be open for you, with the greeter waiting to squirt some hand sanitizer into your hands. At this point, we ask that you put your mask on if you haven't already. It's a good idea for you to bring your own mask so it can be cute like this one. But if you forget yours, don't worry. We'll make sure that we have some less cute ones available just in case. So once you've entered the building, we ask that you give the greeter your health questionnaire that was sent to you when you pre-registered for the service. If you forgot yours, don't worry. We have a bunch of extras here for you that you can fill out when you arrive. If you feel any of the symptoms on this sheet, or if you're feeling under the weather in any way, we ask that you please stay home and watch our service on YouTube from the comfort of your couch. We will make sure that any pens or pencils that are used for this are clean for each person. So now that you've successfully entered into the building, we're going to make sure that we have your contact information, so your name, your phone number, for contact tracing purposes. We want to make sure that we can contact you if anyone has been exposed. So now that you're signed in and sanitized up, we're going to bring you into the sanctuary. Well, we are going to have changed the seating to reflect the numbers of people who have pre-registered. Of course, we'll have a few physically distanced extra seats available just in case people show up who have not pre-registered. Since we're arranging the seats ahead of time, we really appreciate when you pre-register so that we don't have to move seats around the day of. You'll notice that there aren't any handouts or Bibles available in your seats. We just want to make sure that there aren't items that you can touch and pass around. We're just trying to really limit the contact that's in here. But please feel free to bring your own Bible, or perhaps you can look up your scriptures on your phone. We have some people already in here, nicely distanced. We also encourage you to bring any activities or readings or maybe some coloring for your children if they are joining us for the service. We will not be holding any Sunday school at this time. We also ask that if your children are older than 2 years old, they wear a mask for the duration of the service. During the service, we're going to be watching the same video that is streamed live for the individuals at home. That's going to be up on the screen above. While this may seem a little different, it still gives people a chance to reclaim a more normal rhythm to the week. We have the building open, and we can still gather in person to worship God, even if the service looks a little bit different. During the service, there will be worship songs and responsive prayers. We ask that you refrain from singing, as those actions greatly increase the risk of contamination and spreading. Instead, you can hum to yourself and lift your hands in worship. It may be a little strange not to sing out loud, but hopefully you'll feel encouraged by being in person and finally together with other people gathered to worship God. Once the service is over, you may have noticed that the offering plate was not passed around. There will be a bin outside the sanctuary, and it's labeled offerings. You can drop them off here afterwards. Or you can set up treasurer at glenbrook.ca as a payee. That works as well, and if you have any questions on how to do that, just let me know. Now, as you exit the service, we ask that individuals closest to the back exit first, so we're not passing one another or getting too close. As I mentioned at the beginning, there may be a little bit of a lineup to get out. We ask that you patiently wait at least 6 feet apart from one another as we exit the sanctuary. Now, you will notice that our office area, our area of fellowship, and our kitchenette is currently closed. We ask that you do not congregate inside, but feel free to spend some time chatting with one another once you've exited the building, maybe if you're on the lawn or past the parking lot. We want to try and not clog the exit with people catching up, so kindly move as far as possible from the door so people can continue filing out. We encourage you to remain 6 feet apart, even though you're outside. We will continue to hold an online Zoom coffee hour at 11:30 each week, so feel free to go home and join us from there. Now, if you manage to make it through the entire service without needing the restroom, that's great. We encourage you to go before coming to church so that the least amount of people possible are using the washroom here. If you're like like me, however, and drink about 14 cups before the service, you may need to use the facilities while you're here. If that's the case, we ask that you please sanitize your hands before going in. We're going to have a washer monitor outside to ensure that only one person goes in at a time. And we're also going to make sure that all the surfaces are being cleaned. We have brand new toilets and urinals installed. They have automatic flushers, which means you don't have to touch anything except for the lock. After you've washed your hands, please use a paper towel to open the door on your way out. That would be great. Once you exit, you can throw your paper towel out in the garbage that's right outside and in between the men and the female washroom. Feel free to sanitize again after that for good measure. Okay, that's been quite a tour. So if you have any questions at all, please let me know. We hope this will give you guys an opportunity for in-person fellowship at a safe distance, and we look forward to seeing you. Take care.